And welcome back to the Law and Crime Network. I'm your host, Amy Dash. We're listening to this very compelling testimony of the defendant in the George Burch case. George Burch, he has decided to take the stand and give his side of the story. I want to welcome in attorney Mark Tate, who's with me via Skype to discuss the testimony. Hi, Mark. How are you?
Hey, Amy. I'm well. I hope you're well. Thank you for giving me the chance.
Explain to the viewers, what is the purpose of him getting on the stand, talking about the community that he grew up in, talking about his relationship with his dad, getting teary-eyed over his father passing away, all of these extraneous details. Why do we need to hear this for a half an hour?
Wow. Well, first of all, it's an unusual step for a defense lawyer to decide that they're going to put their client accused of such a terrible crime on the stand to be scrutinized by the jury. And you only do that if you are really confident and able to humanize that accused, because what you're trying to find is just one person on that jury who is willing to stand up for him and say, you know, his personality doesn't fit somebody who's going, to beat this girl to death. And so by talking about what he went through with the passing of his father, and that he has friends in the community, and that he's from the community, and that he's trying to rebuild his life after his wife's passing, all of these areas of examination that they've explored all are trying to humanize this defendant.
And Mark, you said that there was one person, because we're a little short on time, but you loved the testimony of Dallas Kennedy. Really quickly, why?
I think Dallas Kennedy has really fascinating testimony because the boyfriend of the decedent contacted her, and she asked him what happened, and he said, I don't know, she hit her head and wanted to walk home. That's the kind of thing, that's the kind of testimony that we look to and hear that causes a jury to think that there's a reason to doubt that the man on trial, poor George, in fact, killed this girl after sleeping with her in her car. It doesn't quite add up, and I think the state has a difficult time if they think they're going to get a unanimous guilty verdict. I think it's leaning, I think the needle's leaning now more toward a hung jury, or at least lengthy deliberations. The state has already rested. They have put on all the evidence that they've got against this guy.
Wow.
And he is slowly pulling out the straws that are going to make this whole house of the state's prosecution fall.
Wow, that is some prediction that you think that the babysitter's testimony might make the whole case fall apart because it raises reasonable doubt, because it doesn't add up. Thank you so much, Mark Tate. I really appreciate it. We are going to go to a commercial break. When we come back, we will hear from somebody, a reporter, live from the courthouse, who watched George Burch testify. So stay tuned.